Right, so a lot of you have been asking about this one. Is a lekkie e-bike kit better than a pre-built e-bike? Let's find out. Right, so a few months ago I put out a video about how to put together one of those BAFANG / lekkie e-bike kits. It did alright, and at the end of that video I might have promised a review. Do a full test of the bike itself, review the whole lot. So since that video we've installed 3 more bikes, so a total of 4, and they've ridden over 2,500 kilometers. They've been absolutely amazing, fantastic for our clients, but the thing is that we have now gone the full Monty and bought 5 brand new fully built Pantera e-bikes and put those to use on the trail, and actually are renting those out a lot more than we are the lekkie kits. The lekkie kit has been an awesome starting point for us to get into e-bikes. They kind of proved the concept, they rode really well, they delivered great returns for us as a bike rental company, but for some reason, and I can't quite put my finger on it, we're still gonna go with a full purchased kit. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because their accessibility, ease of use, and their price do come in at a point where they are very competitive to someone who's thinking of choosing their first e-bike. But, and that's a big but, they just don't quite beat the full built, pre-built e-bikes. So some facts about my kit. It's a Lekkie Summit, so it's a 12.5 amp hour 300 watt kit. You do get a bigger kit called the Lekkie Summit Pro, and on the BAFANG kits you can get up to a 1,000 watt motor with whatever battery you can find on eBay or Amazon. Links for all of that will be down below, so you can check them out. On paper they're going to do about a 50 kilometer range depending on how you ride them or so. We found that that's pretty close to that. The timber trail, half of the timber trail is 42 or 40 k's, so they've been quite consistently finishing with enough juice to keep going. They do depend, as with all e-bikes, how you ride them is how you're going to get it, but in saying that, 50k is more than enough. The power and the power delivery is actually pretty good. The lekkie e-bike's got a really nice way it delivers its power. I don't know how to explain it. It feels really natural. As soon as you step on the pedal you do get your little boost. Compared to some other e-bikes that I've ridden, I'd actually say I prefer it. It does have a little throttle on it, which most e-bikes nowadays don't really have, only the older ones. It's pretty cool. It does help to get you through those kind of sticky, muddy bits. It's only limited at 5 or 6 k's, and you do use a lot of juice when you're using it. It's a pretty cool feature. The interface is pretty cool. Not much to say here. It's got everything it needs. It's got its odometer and speedo and all that kind of stuff. The interface, compared to everything else, it's kind of, I guess, on par. There is, however, I do know that the new BAFANG kits do have a new display. Not sure how they're going, not sure how they look, but this one's fine. A really cool feature that does come with the lekkie kits is the auto shift detection. So it's got a little thing that I showed you in the build video that detects when you changing gears, depowers the bike, lets it change gear, and then powers it back up again. Really cool little feature. Quite a few other e-bikes don't have it. It does just save on putting a bit too much pressure on the chain and potentially snapping it. Another thing that it does come with is if you do have cable brakes, you can put in brake detection, and then like the same will cut the motor out when it detects the braking. Pretty cool feature that not a lot of e-bikes do have. Another thing to really mention, and this is an absolute must, whether you're buying the lekkie kit or just the BAFANG kit, is that the lekkie Bling ring is an absolute necessity. The BAFANG kit comes with this little rubbish chain ring that if you go over any bump the chain just jumps off. Lekkie's made a custom ring that locks the chain as it goes around, and riding it as a mountain bike, absolute 100% necessity. 100%. Check it out, I'll link it in the description below. I guess the cons of this e-bike would be that it is an e-bike kit, so it's on the exterior of the bicycle, and all the cables and cable ties and all that kind of thing are everywhere on the bike. You can theoretically pull them off or pull the cables out if you do get them hooked on a branch or something like that, but if you know what you're dealing with, you generally route them really nicely so that they're nicely hidden. Another big topic that has been coming up a lot in the comments of my last video is the price. The lekkie BAFANG kit, though, the Lekkie Summit kit is $1,600 compared to its pretty much what it's based on, which is the BAFANG kit that can retail for, you know, $500 to $600 online. The reason why I've paid the 1600 New Zealand compared to the 500 New Zealand is the fact that Lekkie is such a great company to work with. They've been absolutely fantastic guiding us through this whole process. They've answered every call that I've made to them on the way. Before this, I had no idea what I was doing. Now I can fit any kit that I want. They've been really great. They're just a small New Zealand company. Call them up, have a chat. They sort you out real quick. So they've really been fantastic. Another thing is the warranty on that kit. I know that if something happens to these, and I mean, you know, $1,600 is it's nothing to laugh at. If something happens with this, I send it back, they sort it out, I get it fixed and sorted out, you know, which is pretty great. The third thing is that I didn't have to mess around with importing them myself. So I'm on the completely other side of the world. So first of all, shipping's hella expensive in New Zealand. The next thing is that it would have taken a while to get here. With Lekkie, I just call them, it's here the next day. The third thing is that you run such a risk ordering it on eBay. It might not show up, it might not be the right stuff, you could have the wrong one for your bike, blah 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 blah, you're not sure. Ain't nobody got time for that, especially if you're trying to run a business. I guess in conclusion, all in all, it's a fantastic kit. We wouldn't have bought 4 of them if it wasn't. Our clients love them, we love them, but the fact does remain that we have now, instead of buying 4 more Lekkies, we bought 4 GT Pantera pre-built bikes. I can't 100% nail down why we've done that. It might be the fact that they are all enclosed and look slicker. It might be the 2.8 inch tires. It could be a lot of things. But I can say that there's little to no difference in the riding experience of the Lekkie e-bike to a pre-built bike. If anything, I prefer the way that the Lekkie kit delivers its power. It's a little bit more natural, a little bit more, I don't know, a bit more powerful, I guess, even with the 300 watt kit. So last thing to kind of leave you with is if you're absolutely unsure about whether to buy an e-bike or not, I think that a Lekkie kit or a BAFANG kit would be right up your alley. It's not a huge outlay. If you buy it and you find that you didn't actually need it, or you're not riding it as much, you're not spending 4, 5, 6, 13, some of them, grand on a bike. You've spent between, say, 500 and 2 grand on a kit. It's worked out for you. Then you can maybe step up to the next thing like we've done here. If you aren't quite ready to commit to a full built e-bike, then bang for your buck, absolutely 100%, I recommend this kit. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I've kind of touched on everything I need to. As many questions as you need to ask down below, I will try to answer as many as I can. If not, make another video if there's too many. But other than that, I'll see you next time.